The moment has arrived. One of the most popular racing simulators of recent years is back. Assetto Corsa EVO aims to become the new gold standard for driving simulation enthusiasts. But does it live up to expectations? Since it's still in early access, the game has some issues like AI problems, VR performance and limited content. For sim racing fans, it offers an exciting glimpse of what's ahead, but it might not be the best choice for everyone just yet. If you're curious, let's fire up the engines. Assetto Corsa EVO has arrived in early access, and while it's clear that this game has enormous potential, it's equally clear that it's a work in progress. Kuno Simulation is aiming high with this new installment, blending cutting-edge simulation technology with features designed to appeal to a broader audience. But as with any ambitious project in its early stages, there are cracks beneath the surface. When you first fire up the game, the potential is immediately apparent. The driving model is as detailed as you would expect from Kunos. Cars feel alive in your hands with the weight transfer, grip and power all coming together to create a connection between driver and machine. Whether you are taking a base Volkswagen around a tight corner or taming the raw aggression of a Ford Escort, there is an undeniable sense of realism. The force feedback system is exceptional, transmitting everything from the tiniest imperfections in the road to the full drama of a real wheel slide. It's intuitive yet challenging, rewarding careful inputs while punishing overconfidence. But while the physics are engaging, they aren't perfect. The handling feels slightly stiff compared to other hardcore sims like iRacing, and there is a sense that some cars have been tuned to be more forgiving than realistic. It's a double-edged sword. On one end, it makes the game more accessible, which seems to be a goal for EVO. On the other, it might leave hardcore Sims racers feeling like some of the sharpness they crave has been sanded down. Another area where the game shines is its presentation. The visuals are stunning even in this early version. Racing at Brands Hatch as the sunset is breathtaking, while the changing light creating an atmosphere that few other games can match. The dynamic weather system is similarly impressive, with rain creating puddles that form realistically in low spots and affect handling in ways you can feel through the wheel. Seeing droplet streaks across your windshield and feeling the loss of traction as you hit standing water is a visceral experience. That said, not everything is perfect. The spray effect from tires, for example, feel underwhelming, almost placeholder-like, and they detract from the otherwise immersive weather system. The AI, however, is where things begin to unravel. Racing against computer-controlled opponents can range from entertaining to infuriating. There are moments of brilliance, like when they give you space during an overtake or avoid collisions, but these are often overshadowed by the erratic behavior. They will brake too early, dive into non-existent gaps, or misjudge overtakes entirely, causing chaos on the track. That makes clean racing feel impossible. These issues are new to sim racing, but they are glaring enough here to dampen the experience. The lack of open-wheel cars in the starting vehicles feels unjustified to me. There are several GT modes and utility cars, but no Formula 4, Formula 3 or supercars options. As you can see from the images, I tested the game using a Pimax Crystal Light headset. If you have seen the review of the Pimax Crystal Light on the channel, it's clear that there is no better way to experience this game. With high-end GPUs, you can set everything to maximum and enjoy the reflection and long-distance views. Unfortunately, I have to say that the game's optimization leaves something to be desired. While the frame rate can remain stable, the lack of consistent performance required for a truly enjoyable VR experience is apparent. That said, I'm confident that this will be fixed soon, especially since the Crystal Light works beautifully in OpenXR on Assetto Corsa 1 and is still a visual delight. But continuing with the hardware, I tested Assetto Corsa using a standard Logitech G27 and the Moza R5. GT5. You are likely familiar, I hope, with the Logitech, but let me tell you something more about Moza. It's an impressive entry-level direct drive sim racing bundle offering exceptional value at $460. It features a compact yet robust 5 Nm direct drive wheelbase, a premium leather-wrapped aluminum racing wheel with 18 buttons and magnetic shifters, and durable metal pedals. The system provides realistic, detailed feedback and excellent pedal feel, rivaling more expensive options like the Fanatec GT Direct Drive Pro. With its user-friendly setup, adjustable pit-out software and upgrade options, the R5 is ideal for beginners seeking an immersive professional racing experience without overspending. Moving forward, can we still compare EVO to Gran Turismo 7? Of course, but let's be clear. It's not a car simulator. GT7 is about cars, while EVO is about driving. If you have a VR headset and a racing wheel, you should absolutely buy it, even just to experience the thrill of simulation. Turn on all the assists and enjoy a few relaxing laps. Let your car enthusiast friends try it too, because you wouldn't surprise if, like the original Assetto Corsa, this EVO becomes a standard for racing enthusiasts. I don't need to explain how much virtual reality adds to this product, but I would love to talk to the development team and understand their stance on VR. Is there someone in their studio who is particularly passionate about VR and pushed for its inclusion at the launch? The compatibility with OpenXR was undoubtedly the feature that interests me the most. Virtual reality has always been the best way to experience cockpit-based games, whether it's a flight simulator, driving simulator or space sims. However, in this case it's hard to be fully satisfied. To push your next generation headset to their limits, you will need the next generation graphic card. Even then, there are noticeable inconsistency, bugs and visual noise, which indicates that VR, while included, was not a priority for Kunos. If I'm being 100% honest, what GT7 achieves in automotive simulation remains unmatched. This means that the most intense emotion I felt while driving in Assetto Corsa EVO came largely from the fact that VR itself remains unparalleled in racing games. In practical terms, there are no groundbreaking new features behind the wheel, nothing we haven't seen before. There are no obsessive attention to interior details like in GT7, or that almost compulsive drive to create unique tracks and landscapes with creativity, nor are there innovative VR interaction with hand tracking. That's not to say that these were necessary, but the beauty of driving in Assetto Corsa comes from your ability to appreciate the elegance of a driving simulation. If you find joy in fine-tuning your car setup, or if you can appreciate the diverse driving styles that the games force you to adopt as you switch from a utility car to a GT model, then this experience is made for you. Another major drawback is the limited content at this stage. With just 20 cars and 5 tracks available, the game feels more like a demo than a full-fledged product. The tracks themselves are beautifully created with laser scan precision, and the cars look and feel fantastic, but the small selection grows repetitive quickly. Multiplayer, a key feature for many sim racers, is absent for now, leaving you to battle only against the unpredictable AI or race the clock in time trials. The Driving Academy, a modest designed to teach players and offer challenges, is not accessible due to server issues, further limiting what you can do. And then there is the elephant in the room. EVO requires an internet connection, even for single-player modes. This decision is frustrating and feels unnecessary, especially for a game that emphasizes offline modes like time trials and AI racing. It's a choice that alienates parts of the sim racing community, particularly those who value the ability to play on their own terms without worrying about connectivity. Yet, for all these frustrations, there is so much promise in Assetto Corsa EVO. Kunos has made bold design choice that could redefine what a sim racing game can be. The open world mode, set to launch later during early access, is one of the most ambitious features I have ever seen in the genre, recreating 1600 square meters of the area around the Nürburgring in a 1.1 scale. Complete with gas station, repair shops and town is no small feat. It's not just a sandbox for racing, but a playground for car lovers, offering the freedom to explore, customize and enjoy vehicles in a way that goes beyond the traditional track-based experience. The car ownership system adds to this sense of immersion. Unlike previous games in the series, EVO lets you own your vehicles, upgrade them and customize them. These modifications aren't just cosmetic, they impact performance, encouraging experimentation and giving you a sense of ownership over your collection. It's a system that feels inspired by games like Gran Turismo, but with a sharper focus on realism. Looking ahead, Kunos has laid out an ambitious roadmap. By the time the game exits early access, it's expected to include over 100 cars, 20 trucks and a suite of new features including multiplayer. Of course, there are some also promises of free update and optional DLC with no microtransaction to worry about. Progression will be tied to your skills and achievements, not your wallet, which is a welcome change in today's gaming landscape. But right now, Assetto Corsa EVO is a mixed bag. The incredible potential is undeniable, but the current experience is marred by AI issues, limited content and the technical hiccups. For those willing to invest in the early access journey, there is the thrill of watching the game grow and evolve, of being part of something that could become truly special. But for players looking for a polished and complete experience, waiting for the full release, or at least a more developed version, what's clear is that Kunos Simulation has a vision for Assetto Corsa EVO that goes beyond racing. It's about cars, exploration and pure joy of driving. Whether it will achieve everything it sets out to do remains to be seen, but even in its current state, it's a fascinating glimpse into the future of sim racing. For all its flaws, EVO has hearts, and that's something worth celebrating. In conclusion, Assetto Corsa EVO, despite its strong reputation in the world of driving simulator, is not a game for everyone, nor is it a game for every VR enthusiast. There are other, perhaps more user-friendly solutions that allow you to experience the thrill of driving without requiring such a steep learning curve or top-tier hardware. Titles like Dirt Rally 2, Project Cars 3, which supports VR, Mini Motor Racing X, Dash World, Touring Cars, or even Gravel with VR enabled through the Unreal Engine injector offer great alternatives. That said, if you have the setup, a high-end PC and at least some experience with VR, taking EVO for a spin on a good simulator is something that I'd recommend. Just make sure you are ready for the demands it places on both your system and your skills, and that you got your VR legs prepared for the immersive challenge. That's all for now, I will see you in the next video.